Well, hello fifth graders. This little tutorial video is to help you find the area of rectangles, and not just simple rectangles, but a variety of different compounded shapes together. Now don't forget that the area of a rectangle comes from the base times the height. We refer to base times height. If this was my rectangle here, we'd say this is our base and that is our height. So base times height. You also might hear it referred to, this is a different way, as length times width. So either of these two are acceptable when referring to how to find the area of a rectangle. So let's use this to look at a couple of the problems from the assignment you were given. Okay, the first one that we're going to look at is number 7. Number 7, we see our rectangle like this. It's a simple rectangle, and the measurements given to us are 10 inches by 8 inches. Now, when we multiply this together, we multiply the base, this measurement, times the height. Now, 10 times 8 is 80, but remember, it's 10 inches times 8 inches. So we have 10 times 8, which is 80, and then inches times inches is inches squared. I'm going to write this and try to see if I can bolden this here. We'll see if I can do a good job. Area equals, and then in this case it's inches, but the squared. That is the big deal here, is that it's squared. Area always equals squared. Volume is cubed, and then perimeter is just in the standard measurement of centimeters or inches, meters, something like that. Okay, so the next problem we're going to look at is number 12. Now this is a little bit more difficult because it's a compound shape. With compound shapes, there's a couple things that we need to consider. The first is that we're missing two measurements. We do not know what this measurement is or that measurement is. We do have the tools to figure that out. The second thing is, how are we going to divide this into two separate rectangles? We could either divide it this way right here or this way. Either one matters. Don't do it both ways, just one way. So the first step of what I'm going to do is I'm going to divide it, and I don't really have a rhyme or reason, but I'm just kind of thinking, let's divide it this way here. Okay, so step 1, divide it. Divide into rectangles. It's supposed to be an E there. Divide into rectangles. The second step is to find missing lengths. Find the missing lengths. Okay. So what we see here is that we are missing, let's start with this guy right here. Now, I ask myself, what do I know? I look at lines that are parallel to this line that run up and down. I see this long line is 7. This piece is 3. So 3 plus what is 7? That will tell me my missing piece. Now, it's a rectangle, so these lengths are the same. So 3 plus 4 is 7. So this missing piece is 4. So I'm going to write that in. I'm going to do that in blue. 4 millimeters. We'll do the same thing up top. If I see, I'm trying to find this piece here, if I see this whole bottom length is 10, and that piece is 7, what is that missing piece here? The missing piece is 10 minus 7, which is 3. 3 millimeters. Now, knowing base times height, because area equals base times height, I can find the area for this rectangle number 1 and rectangle number 2. When I look at rectangle number 1, I see the base is 3, the height is 7. 3 times 7 is 21. So below, I'm going to organize it so I have the area of rectangle 1 is 3 millimeters times 7 millimeters, which is 21 millimeters squared. I'll do the same thing for my second rectangle. Now the trick here is the base isn't 10 because it only goes up to here. 10 is the whole distance. So just this far is, oh, look at that, 7. They're the same. So 7 by 4. So below I'm going to write 7 millimeters times 4 millimeters, which equals 28 millimeters squared. When I add these two together, it comes up to be with 49 millimeters squared. So that's my answer for on this homework assignment number 12. I hope that helps explain how to do these problems. So first, just to review one more time, we divide the big shape into rectangles or squares, and then we find the missing lengths, and lastly we calculate the area of rectangle 1 and rectangle 2.